So welcome to season 4, episode 6, Warm Summer Day. Kind of funny that this painting is called Warm Summer Day when that is not really what we're getting anymore. I mean, wait, I don't want that. I want the airbrush. Like from here on out, like if we get any like warm summer feeling days, that'll be crazy. I mean, it's almost December. Jesus. I mean, it's possible that we will randomly just get a nice day, but I wouldn't expect it, honestly. My only experience with Big Hero 6 was how shit it was in Kingdom Hearts 3. That's like the TLDR that I've heard of like worlds in Kingdom Hearts 3 was just like a lot of the worlds were very big, but there was like nothing in them, allegedly, is my understanding. Yeah, they like a whole recreation of Let It Go. Probably when that was like when the whole Let It Go thing was like so like peak like popularity online. As a y'all want to hear how weird yesterday was for me? I had such a weird day. And I actually have a little bit of an update today that my dad gave me, so it's a good transition into that. So I found out I went to bed on Saturday. So it's Saturday, I'm in bed, and it's like 5 a.m. So technically Sunday at that point, but it's like 5 a.m., 5:30, and I'm like about to fall asleep-ish, listening to a YouTube video, and then I noticed my YouTube video just stops playing at some point, so I'm like, okay, that's cool. So from my phone, like I tried rebooting my router, because I noticed like my internet's down, so it's like, all right, let's just try rebooting the router. Didn't do anything. I was like, okay, cool. I'm glad that didn't do anything. So then I just kind of put on music that I have downloaded and just fall asleep. And then I wake up at like 8, so like 2 hours later, and I see the internet is still down. So I go downstairs and power cycle my modem and router, which, if you don't know what power cycling is, it's just where you unplug the modem, unplug the router, and then you like wait like 30 seconds, and then you plug the modem back in, wait for the lights to come on, and then you plug the router back in. It didn't do a damn thing. So I was like, okay, I don't know what's happening. So I just went back up to bed. And then I just kind of laid there. I don't even think I fell asleep, but I just kind of laid in bed for a while. I didn't really do anything. And then I like kind of fall asleep, I think, for a little bit, and it's around noon. And my dad like walks in my room and is like, hey, like, the internet's down. Do you know how to like do anything with it? And I was like, well, I tried earlier, but I can try again. And he says that he tried unplugging unplugging the router and modem and plugging it back in. But when I go down there, the router or the modem, like the lights just aren't coming on at all, which doesn't make any sense. Because I'm like, okay, well, that is not how it was. So I'm like, okay, like did the AC adapter that plugs the modem into the wall, did that just break randomly? Or what? I have no idea. So we randomly just have another one, I guess from like our old modem or something that we haven't used in years. So, but it looked like that AC adapter had never been used. So that was good at least. So plug it in, the power does come on, which is good. And then, also yo Ebo. And then the internet still doesn't come on. And we were like, I was like, I have no idea, like, what's going on. Like, we should just call the ISP, honestly. And so at that point, my dad calls the ISP, and after waiting for like no time at all, surprisingly, there's just immediately a automated voice message saying something along the lines of like, we are experiencing like an outage affecting residents all across Ontario. Like, there has been seemingly like a line that got cut, and we're investigating the situation, or however they worded it. So it was like, okay. Because I was like, damn, they are definitely getting fucked with phone calls right now. Like, they're probably getting phone calls, like, up the ass. So I was like, okay, that's cool. So then I go back to bed. I'm like, well, I kind of like fuck around for a bit. I did like vacuum like the floors in the kitchen a little bit. And then I just kind of like went back up to bed because I slept like 2 hours. Like, I barely fucking slept, which was just awesome. So it's like 1-ish at this point. So I fall asleep for like 2 hours. So it's like 3:30 when I wake up, as per usual, smile. And the internet still isn't working. And my dad says, like, oh yeah, like, because he went to the store, went to get groceries earlier, and he says that he forgot to get like bread and such on the way back. And I was like, well, I mean, we could just go out and get bread right now. And so it was like, oh yeah, maybe it'll come back by the time we're home. So we go out, get bread and this avocado dressing for him. And when we get home, it's actually back on. And then the day goes on like normal. But it was just like yesterday felt so fucking weird. It was just such a weird day. Cause like by the time like I had been like awake for like just a while, and like then like but like I wasn't doing anything and I had barely slept and all that. So it was just like such a strange feeling day. Like, it didn't feel like that the day should like was even like happening or anything. Like, I don't know, it was just so bizarre. And that was my Sunday. And then here we are. So yo, 3-stream watch streak. Yeah, so I still don't know if my dad, like, if he somehow broke the AC adapter to our modem, or if it just coincidentally randomly broke. I have no idea. Oh yeah, but the update, he told me that apparently he got an email from our ISP today saying that supposedly it was like sabotage. Like, I guess allegedly some person like intentionally cut like this internet, like the power line or like whatever. Because like up here, like there's providers called like, one's Rogers and one's Bell, and those are the two big ones in Canada, or at least in Ontario. And our ISP like gets their like internet and such like from Rogers. So I guess like somebody went and like cut like a line like to Rogers, or like cutting them like from Rogers, or just whatever. Yeah, but supposedly it was intentional, a sabotage, as apparently it was worded. I was like, damn, that's crazy. Yeah, thankfully it wasn't a multi-day outage. That would have been pretty bad. But just wow. Just wow. It would have been better at least yesterday if I at least slept good, because that was the shitty part about it. That like I was just so because I like barely slept, so I was like just so tired feeling. So it was like, well, I don't even like feel like I could like do something technically even without internet on my computer, but it's just like I didn't feel like doing anything, so I was just so tired. It sucked. Yeah, I have no idea. That's all my dad told me, is that it was sabotage apparently, so he didn't like show me the email exact or anything. He just said it, so I was like, neat. Very neat. I was just glad that it wasn't our shit randomly breaking for no reason. Because that's the worst with the internet, when your shit just stops working for no reason. Because if we ever have to call like our ISP and deal with like, hey, our internet isn't working for no apparent reason again, and if they hit us with the, oh, yeah, it looks like it's something with your router, it's like, bitch, we already got a new router. You can't say the same shit again. So, who knows? But also crazy thing, I forget who I've even told this to her, but it was on Thursday or Friday night, I'm pretty sure. I randomly like remembered this one guy on YouTube I used to watch like literally like over a decade ago, and it was like this person whose whole thing was making like this like little like series of like, all right, here's how you can like clone this like fast food item, like Oreo cookies, which I guess isn't a fast food item, but just various I guess like iconic food items, like how to clone like a Big Mac or Oreos or KFC chicken and some other things. And I was like, I have no idea what this guy's name was, or like what like the name of the channel was. And after Googling, just like searching on Google, just like some vague terms, I eventually did come across what it was called, and this guy's name is Todd Wilbur. And I was right, because the videos I found, some of them were from like 2007, and I was like, Jesus. Well, that just made me like, I just like thought about that. It was like, well, no, it wasn't from my algorithm. Like, I like randomly that guy just popped into my head. Just random like memory got unlocked, and I like had to find out what that guy's name was. And yeah, because I also remember he had like a TV, like a little like short TV series where it was like literally his YouTube thing, but it was like a TV show. But it was kind of wild, because it was like, you know, old videos like from like, yeah, like 2007 and such. And it's like, yep, this has the 2007 like old YouTube vibes. But when I looked at like his, because he like still like makes videos every now and then nowadays, but I was like, damn, He's kind of old looking now. It's kind of tragic to see. I was like, damn, he aged. A little unfortunate, but there is like a video on his channel of like interview from like 1994, like on some like news channel or whatever back then. So it was like, okay, like this guy's been around the block for a while, but it was just like, damn. Just damn. Way of the road. Passage of time. Yeah, core memory unlocked. Yeah, just randomly remembering someone used to watch a long time ago. So the same as how AVGN is like Cinemassacre now. In what regard do you mean with that one? Question mark. Oh, like looking at like, oh yeah. There is definitely a bit of, that definitely does happen a little bit with, yeah, with AVGN sometimes, where it's like, damn. Watching like, yeah, so much of his like content from the early, well, I guess late 2000s and such, and it's like, damn, like, you know, he still AVGN still makes a lot of content nowadays, but it's just like, damn, yeah, he is definitely aged. I guess makes sense. But it's like, damn. It's kind of like, I don't know, like, because I feel like you don't really notice it, but then like just like at some point in time, it's just like bam, and it's just like whoa. And like I don't know if how much of it is like due to like, you know, like older YouTube content like being in like 480p and such, so it's like stuff like that wouldn't be as noticeable. I don't know. I definitely do get like, I don't know, like sometimes a little like nostalgic, I guess, like just looking at old Angry Video Game Nerd episodes, because it's just like also wild to think about stuff like damn, like he uploaded this video in like 2007, and it's like, bro, I was like 10 when he made this video. Or it's like I remember like watching like these videos like when they were new. Kind of crazy. I haven't watched Game Grumps since high school. I definitely stopped watching them though, as I have not watched them, yeah, like literally since high school. I guess like even sometimes just seeing like how like the content has like changed, just how like the style of videos have changed over time. Yeah. And the humor too. It is pretty like interesting to like thinking about angry video game nerd in like the early like mid to late 2000s. How it's like damn, like in the age of YouTube being so young and just like the concept of it being new to everyone, like his videos must have really stood out in terms of just like quality compared to what other people were uploading at the time. I guess it like helps that he like literally like went to school for like filmmaking and such. So it's like it definitely gives you a big edge in that regard. And it's like on the weekend on Friday or Saturday, Arma and I watched this Scott the Woz video. And I've seen two of them. I watched one with Justin earlier this year, a video he made on that Scott the Woz made on Mario Kart 7 on the 3DS. Which I guess this video that I watched with Arma was also coincidentally a 3DS video on Mario Sports Superstars, which was like the game that had like the horse racing in it. But like watching his videos, I'm like, damn, like how it feels so like almost in some ways like almost nonsensical the way the video is structured, but it also has structure to it directly. It's like, damn, like, I wonder, like, just how he goes about just, like, writing his videos. I don't know, it feels so, like, all over the place, but also, like, structured at the same time. A very weird, chaotically structured video, you could say, maybe. But I was like, damn, like, I had never, like, you know, I knew of the Mario Sports game on 3DS, but I've never played it or never like really saw anything of it. I just knew it existed. And I was like, damn, what Scott is saying in this video is real. This game does look bland as hell and like they just didn't care or like weren't trying or whatever. It was kind of sad to look at. You made a lot of very valid points in the video. Yeah, I never really watched... I've never watched Scott the Woz outside of those few videos. I guess it just never happened to really like watch his stuff. But from the few videos I have watched, I was like, oh, these are... I like these. I am a fan. It was like very wild to look at that Mario Sports Superstars game in that video and just see how like dead like all the environments are and how like just uninspired things are. Like, oops, like all these tennis courts are like exactly the same. Just like let's just change like the court to orange or a little blue or a little more green. And like all the golf courses, like, and so many of them, like some of the names of like the courses in the various sports were so like unoriginally just disappointingly bland. Like it was one was like Emerald Forest or something, and it's like it's just like, oops, like green forest basically, or like one was like yellow forest or something. It was like it was like impressive. I was like, wow, like this is like so bad for a Mario game, with especially when it's like you look at like Mario, if you've ever played Mario Golf Toadstool Tour on the GameCube, like that game had crazy courses in it. His game collection is neat. Can't imagine trying to maintain all those games and shelves. Risk got the was. I guess I've never seen what like his whole collection looks like, but I imagine it's crazy. Same with AVGN. His collection is fucking insane. You know, the crazy collection of just so much, just so much variety. It's crazy. I hope it doesn't get dusty in his room. Like, I can't imagine, like, if you're in, like, I guess, like, the nerd room, as they call it, for AVGN, I could not imagine trying to, like, dust all of that. Like, that would be hell. You'd be there for, like, probably, unironically, multiple days trying to dust everything. You know, that's one thing that's like almost like a little sad, like almost, because like over like the years with AVGN, he's like uploaded like various like nerd room tours where he just like, you know, shows off like, you know, as like I think little like DVD like bonus things. I think that's what they were like intended to be for. But something that was like almost a little sad is like when it got to the point in time where he got rid of his CRT and like upgraded to like some kind of like HD upscaler setup with an HD TV, obviously. But it's just like, damn, like it's just so like just classic, you know, just seeing him with like the CRT. It also just feels like more on brand. I guess it just feels a lot more like, well, a lot more classic, a lot more down to earth, I guess, is a way of putting it. Maybe if we're at home before expanding to that level of commitment, yeah. For real. I feel like I spent a lot of time on like just this like background plane of the painting. I have not been talking about the painting at all. I've just been going on, which is honestly sometimes a vibe. Cause like I don't know if anyone here watched any of the of Smash Rivals event that happened this weekend it's called LACS Rivals. It was on Ludwig's channel. And it was like a Rivals to Melee and Ultimate event that happened like over Saturday and Sunday. And it was pretty hype. What the fuck? Where was I going with that? I don't know like why I even mentioned that now. Like what was I trying to say with that? I had some kind of thought with that. What did I say before I said that? Before I started that thought? I should have... Can't remember now. Blubbers. Oh, but what I can say as a little appetizer is that when they were doing Melee stuff, I saw that they straight up had like PVMs, which are like, I think like commercial grade use CRTs that they used for like, I guess like security, like cameras or like viewing security cameras and such. Like I saw like, and I know that's like kind of like like a very sought out piece of equipment. Like if you're like into like retro gaming, like getting like a PVM is allegedly super hype because they just have like supposedly like very insanely good picture quality. So like, damn, I got some Chad monitors for the Melee people. On top of the painting part, like I forget why I mentioned the rivals thing. Like I brought it up for some reason. Like I had like a point I was gonna make with it, and I have no idea why I brought it up now. If not, that's okay. The thought doesn't have to exist. What I can say though is that the tournament was hype. Oh, okay. I know what it was. Is that over the tournament? Like, just anytime I was like listening to the tourney over the weekend, was like the commentators on the couch. They just like were never talking about the game, basically ever. Like they were just going on with like whatever they just wanted to talk about at any given point on commentary. Which I guess has kind of been like me with this painting. I have like not been talking about like the Mario Paint aspect of it at all. I've just been talking about whatever. And like, in some ways, I think that's kind of hype. When like, if the commentators would just like have things to say. Cause like especially, well, like, you know, like for Smash, there's so many little interactions and so many little unique things, and especially even new things that you might have never seen a specific player do or just a specific situation occur. And it's like, that's cool. But it's like, sometimes it's just like, it can get like a little sterile when it's just like, okay, we are only talking about the game. That's it, nothing else. I hate some commentators during Smash tourneys sometimes when they yap about nonsense. It's probably also easier during like an event like the event this weekend, because it was like an invitational, like a lot more like Smash Summit if you were like watched those back in the day. Before they Oh man, there was this one commentator that I was like it was like a few weekends ago. I don't even remember who exactly it was, but it was some Rivals 2 commentator, and it felt like like they were like overreacting to like every single thing that happened, and I was like, dude, shut the fuck up, please. For the love of God, stop. It was like they were trying to force like everything to be insanely hype. Yeah, I don't know. But I don't know, like, I think it can be nice, like, you know, it's appreciated when, you know, they do analyze stuff that's going on in game, but also like I think having a balance of analyzing what's happening in game and like, you know, having like a little bit of like flavor to your commentary, I think like that, I think that can go pretty far. Like honestly, GOAT commentator, homemade waffles for Melee. That's a fucking, that's an OG. That's a fucking homie. I think anyone who watches Melee or just Smash, I think you gotta like him. He's just hype. He's just a very hog commentator. But it especially makes me think about like just thinking about like stuff like that, like not exactly talking about like the content itself exactly when you're commentating something. It makes you think about during season 5 of Wind Waker Rando, aka when like Arma, Fig, and I guess the only Wind Waker Rando tourney we actually participated in. Because like low-key, like when Arma and I were commentating, we definitely gave a little bit of flavor. Because it was like, especially for something like Wind Waker Rando, it's like, how many times can I talk about, okay, they're going to Windfall. They're doing the same thing that we've seen. Like, like okay, like, oops, they fucked up or something. Like you can only like say like the same thing so many times before it's just like, okay, he rolled. Okay, oops, he bonked. That loses some time. Okay, he's talking to Anton. Whoopsie. Fuck Anton. Okay, he's going to... Fuck's that guy's name? He's going to Tot. Oh, wow, it was nothing. Okay. Like, I don't know. Like, if that's what you like, go for it, I guess. But at least for me, I feel like you can only like do that so many times. You know, and that's like another thing with commentary, especially, you know, because a lot of times with commentary, you usually have like 2 people on. I feel like when there's like 3 people on commentary or more, sometimes it can be a little much because I feel like they'll just like interrupt each other a lot, accidentally or intentionally, who knows. But like, you need like the chemistry between your commentators. Like, I feel like sometimes like you can just get like people who just don't like mesh together very well. And that could make it just like less hype. I mean, insert all like those GR Smash commentary videos, or just like cringe commentary moments, or like top just whatever cringe Smash moments from back in the day. Shout out to GR Smash. Like, Arma and I pioneered the whole meme. I don't know if you know this one, but back when we were doing the Wind Waker Rando commentary, we pioneered the meme of like when somebody got knocked out of bracket when they were like done with the tournament. It's like, all right, well, hey, the good news about getting knocked out is that you're freed from ZSR headquarters. Like, we had like this whole like meme that we built up where it's like, oh, like all like the runners are like locked up in Zelda's speedrunning headquarters. And it's like, I think about like, damn, like, do commentators like, do they talk about that meme anymore or not? Because I think that was a super hype meme. I think it was so funny. Yeah, at like the Rivals tourney, yeah, the commentary, they were very much fucking around a lot on commentary. But I guess that scenario where it's just like Smash Summit style, where like they're just like all like on a couch just vibing, and it's like, I don't know, like I would love to like just walk around that like venue they had, because like they had like the couch, and then behind them was like a kitchen with like, you know, probably a lot of good shit. But like behind them, like on like the back wall, like there was just like seats that straight up looked like it was from a cafe. And I was like what kind of place are they at right now? Well, apparently it was like some kind of Shopify building. But I was like, damn, like that straight up looks like a cafe on the side there. That's kind of lit. Some Smash commentators are way too drunk to talk. Yeah. God, I remember in like GR Smash, like whatever video, like cringe compilation number 9 or whatever it was. I remember that there was this one commentator. It was during like Smash 4 era, which I guess was probably all of them, because that's when GR Smash modes existed. But I remember it was these people on commentary, and one dude was definitely new to it, and he like made some kind of like shitty pun or whatever, and he was like, you get it, and he starts like kind of like poking the other commentator, and the other guy's just like, okay, like he says something like, okay, you might not know this or whatever, but he's like, do not touch me. And it's like they clearly, you know, I don't know, very lacking of social awareness from that kid, whoever they were. But it was just like, damn, like I could feel like the awkwardness, the secondhand cringe from here. uh I'm pretty sure I remember at our Smash local, like back when we first started going back in like 2014, 15, so during Smash 4 era, I remember like randomly commentating one set, but it was so scuffed though, and I don't know if that video even exists or not, but it was like we were just kind of like it was just like, oh, like here's like a setup on the side that's like recording sets, and it was like, hey, does anyone want to commentate? And I was like, sure, let me get on, I guess, with whoever this other. I don't even know. I was with just some random person, just talking, probably doing terrible commentary. So hopefully that video doesn't exist, and if it does, I have no idea how I'd find it because I have no idea who was playing, when it was, or any specifics with it. I just remember like that happening at one point, and I was like, geez, this is probably terrible commentary. Yeah, honestly, like commentating games is definitely a skill. Definitely is a knowledge check, but I feel like also like even people who are necessarily knowledgeable about a specific game like might not necessarily be good at articulating like the thoughts needed to give insightful commentary. It's definitely a skill in its own right. I guess being a good talker helps. And especially the way that some people explain certain things is so important. Like, if you're trying to like, explain, let's say you're commentating like a speed run for a marathon or something, like I feel like if you're trying to explain a trick, explaining it in a way that is like easy to digest while also making it make sense is like it's such like a such a tight balance needed. Yeah, also be quick on the fly. It's like for yeah, especially if, like for some speedruns, especially if like a GDQ setting, for example, where it's like, okay, we might have to assume people don't know anything about this speedrun, for example. Like for Paper Mario, it's like there's just like so many things happening. It's like, okay, like the game's starting. Okay, we're doing LZS. Okay, also this is how LZS works. Okay, also by the way, like holding B advances text. Also like that's a quick jump by the way, and just blah 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 blah. Like goddamn, it can be so easy to like just miss things as well. That's like super easy to occur. Actually, Feely did a marathon run with for all fairy rewards this past weekend. I was on like Friday or something, I think. I actually didn't watch it, Rip, but I know Morpheus was commentating. I don't know how it went. I know he hasn't ran AFR to my knowledge, but I don't know like if how familiar he was with things in that run. I mean, I'm pretty sure AFR dungeon, because it's basically just like big like dungeon stuff because you're doing all the fairies. Well, it's crazy, all fairy rewards, but it's basically dungeon content. I'm pretty sure I heard him say like, oh yeah, it's basically just like 100% routing for the dungeons, which, you know, he knows Hundo, so easy. Well, the good news is I'm gonna take a sip of water actually. Well, the good news is Unrelated to that, there is a Rivals balance patch coming on next Tuesday, December 3rd, which is it's December on Sunday. What the fuck? But there was a leak, an alleged leak of what the balance patch is gonna look like. I don't know how true that leak is, but it's like, if that leak is like for real, it's looking good, chat. It's looking very good. Yeah, actual crag nerfs. They actually gave him like end lag on some things and made some things not so dumb. You know, they are nerfing Rano as well, but I don't think it's even that bad. I think it's just like, oh, like trying to make this like less dumb or make this like not just like free. So I'm definitely like kind of like waiting for that patch before I like maybe like play the game like more, because I haven't really been playing much like the past like past like 2 weeks. I haven't like really grinded hardly at all. I've been like low key just kind of like waiting for this patch to hit. Especially just so it's like I can like adjust more to how like that patch would feel. Okay, let's go with a. Let's use the. I just want to use the Mario brush. Yeah. So it seems like that they're going in the right direction with balance patches, with this balance patch at least, that is gonna happen, so happy with that. Which is good. I definitely heard some people saying like, okay, like I'm gonna wait and see like how like this first patch goes. Which, understandable. Especially living like in an era or like just playing a game where it's like patches are gonna be a thing. So I definitely understand like wanting to like wait and see like how they go about doing patches for the game. To see like if you want to like invest time into it long term. But at least they're like acknowledging like okay, yeah, like this thing is kind of dumb. That's like what was it? It was the My Hero Battle Royale, My Hero Ultra Rumble or Ultra Smash. I forget what it was called. But I know like Skittle was into it earlier this year, and I know Morpheus played it a little bit. But yeah, it was like a My Hero Battle Royale thing. I played it like one night, I think, and I thought it was interesting, but we never really played it after that. Because the way you like unlocked characters in that game was just like, it was just so like such a joke. Like it was just so like confusing and convoluted, and it like just was also like a very lengthy process. And apparently like a lot of people complained like to like the developer that like it was like, hey, like this fucking sucks or whatever, and this is like a problem for the game. And allegedly the developers were just straight up like, no, this isn't an issue, and didn't fix it. Like apparently they just straight up said that it wasn't a problem apparently. And it's just like, bro. Does have a large player base. I don't know if it does anymore or not. I can't say I've followed it or looked into it in a long time, but it seemed like the devs were kind of cringe with it. So, yeah. A little unfortunate. It seemed like a game that had potential, but the devs did not seem super caring. I also don't really have the color necessary for this, because this color here is kind of more of like a very dirty yellow, kind of like a brown with like a little bit like yellow in it. I don't really have that color though, so that's okay. Yeah, that would piss some people off. I wonder if that just made like a lot of people like just stop playing. It's like, okay. It definitely sucks like when you, as a dev, make a game that people like, and then you're just like are actively like against the people who are like wanting the best for your game. Like, honestly, like, huge shoutouts to Zeekers, like, outright removing the Kidnapper Fox from Lethal Company because, like, it had so much, like, negative reception. Like, just, like, nobody liked it, really. So, like, I guess I'll give him credit for that. Like, I definitely heard, like, a lot of, like, when I was, like, reading people talk about it online, a lot of people were saying, like, yeah, like, me and my friends, like, just stopped playing because of the Kidnapper Fox. Which it really was that bad. It was like basically impossible to deal with if you didn't know, like, if you weren't doing the cheese strat. It was just like such a pain in the ass. It wasn't fun, was the bottom line. It was just unfun to deal with. Me fangirling for ZZZ for the millionth time. Their devs are constantly informing us on changes given from player feedback. That's good. I haven't heard anything of that game in a while. I don't know if Skittles been playing it or not. I think I only know you and Skittle, at least I'm only aware of you actively playing it, and Skittle like was like playing it a little bit. Have you kept up with playing it, or did you kind of like stop playing it? I saw that they allegedly made it at some point so you can actually play as like the characters you unlock in like the overworld and not just play as like the default anime boy or whatever. AKA so you can play as Vaughn in the overworld. I was like, oh, that's cool that they did that or are doing it. It's an upcoming thing. Oh, yeah, I heard about that like a while ago, so I guess maybe it was like that was like for a future like big update maybe. But like that's cool because I'm sure a lot of people like requested that since allegedly that was a thing in like Genshin, I think. So I guess maybe they wanted to do something different, but it's like, well, I don't know. You still do your dailies and weeklies. Feels good. Feels good. Gen shit. You get him. Gen shit. I don't know anything about Genshin other than just like its existence. I'm not a knower of that game. Not a knower of like what goes on with it or went on with it. I don't know if it's even like supported or anything still. Honestly, no idea. Man, we're past the hour mark. I should have been done with this already, honestly. There was definitely a good period where I was just talking and not really actively painting. I think I was like slowly chipping at the water down there and not really doing much. Honestly, the background plane, like all like this back here, like this, like low key. I was trying to be very delicate with it because like it was like things are very light, but like it's also like low key kind of defined at the same time. But I also was just kind of like talking for a while and not really actively working on it, which is okay, honestly. Okay to do. Genshin is only 4 years old, really. Here in my head, I thought I was like way older than that, honestly. The amount of money that game has been making you think it'd be a lot older. Yeah, like I thought that game had been around for like so long. Guess not. It's kind of similar, like thinking about like Fortnite, for example, how it's like that game only like came out in like 2017, 2018 or so, give or take. It's like, damn. Like, I don't know. It just feels like it's been around for so long. What are you up to, Gear him? Anything exciting? Anything fun? Valid. Yeah, I said, what are you up to? That's what I asked. Yeah, like Fortnite's also a game, but like it just like also feels like it's been around for so long, but then like it like at the same time like also hasn't. Like it's I don't know, it's in that mid ground. I would definitely not call it new, but it's also not super old either. Very. It all loops back around the passage of time. We're back to this conversation. Not being in a good mood. That is understandable at times to have happen, but hopefully it gets better. Yeah. Sometimes that's just unfortunately how it be. I know that feeling. That's for sure. The good news is that the inside of my mouth is healed because this was like over a week ago at this point, but I on like last like Tuesday or something, I don't know. Or like Thursday, sometime over a week ago, I made some fried eggs and toast and hummus, I think, or guac, I forget what it was, but it was really good. But I guess like the yolk of the egg just like pressed like right into like this like one part of my gums, and I guess like it like just like stuck there for like too long or whatever, and I guess it was really hot and it kind of like burned like the inside would. It was like your two front teeth, like the gum on like the back of it, I guess, like on the inside of your mouth, like it kind of like burned that, and it kind of like I just noticed it for like about a week, but it's good now. But it was like, damn, that was not the vibe to have happen. So coincidentally, so out of maybe caution, the next time I made fried eggs and toast, I like put the egg upside down on the toast. So like the yolk side was like down, close, like facing towards the bread. I guess in case if it, I didn't want the same thing to have happen, which would have been very fucked up if I had the same thing happen again. But damn, also, like, fried egg and toast, high key, really good, gonna be honest. I am a fan. So I guess in case anybody is curious, I think the stream today is just Mario Paint. I don't know. I don't really feel like doing stuff today. I do need to at some point like sit down and like just like learn more stuff for the run. I could definitely like I could definitely still PB by a bunch by just like messing up less things. It's like I definitely want to like learn a few more things. At least like the cutscene skip for Great Fairy Mask, because that would be a very big time save. Even if allegedly that cutscene skip kind of sucks, according to Morph. Yeah, the runny yolk, yeah, it's really good. I guess I haven't been to Stacked in a minute. I guess since last time I was there was when we were at Prax for his birthday. And we went on like the Sunday before we all left. But cause the thing that I usually end up getting from Stacked is this thing called a Mexican hash. And it has like hash browns and like peppers and sausage and there's like a few things, and it's just kind of all like mixed together, and it's pretty good. I like it. And the Mexican one has like it comes with a little bit of like a guac and pico de gallo, and then like the egg. You can choose like your style of egg, and I used to just only every time get scrambled, but now, like, I'll sometimes, like, whenever I get it, I'll get, like sunny side up eggs, get that runny yolk. So, feels good. Stacked. Stacked is very good. I've still, to this day, have never gone to Stacked and got something that I didn't like. I've like always had a good experience from Stacked every time. I feel like that's impressive. Like, to be able to say that about a restaurant. Eggs Benedict. That's such a popular thing. I think David gets the Eggs Benedict from there pretty often when we go, I think. I've never had it. I know it's a classic, though, that a lot of people like. The one thing that I appreciate about Stacked a lot is that, well, one thing that is a little unfortunate at the same time, actually, is that they're a breakfast and lunch place, and every location I've ever been to, they close at 3 p.m., which is a little unlucky. So you can't go there for dinner or like, you know, anytime after. But yeah, I've never seen one that's open later than 3, but their whole menu is available like from open to close. You can get like their whole menu, so it's not like, okay, you can only get the lunch stuff from like noon to 3 p.m. Which I appreciate that, and like, you know, vice versa with the breakfast stuff. You can get the breakfast items at any point. Like, there's also like another classic item for me. There is this Chipotle chicken and guac wrap. I think that thing is a banger. And even like when we go there, like sometimes when I've gone like for like at breakfast time at like 7 or 8 a.m. with my dad, I've like gotten that still sometimes just because it's like so good. I still have never ordered pancakes from there. I've like had their pancakes. I remember like at BGDQ, the first one, I remember we ordered Stacked. I got like delivered to the Airbnb because everything was closed up still because, yep, pandemic, smile. And I remember like we got like a free like birthday cake pancake or something like that because it was like, I don't know, just some kind of promotion, or it was like, you spent more than like X amount, get a free thing on Uber Eats or whatever. So that was cool. Because, you know, I like pancakes, but I guess just because I know, like, you know, they're not the best for you. And I do nowadays. You know, when I eat, I generally try to eat pretty well for the most part. I guess ever since at some point in time when got more into like exercising and such, I guess that became just like something that like I just prioritized a bit more, just trying to eat well, which I know is like the hard part for a lot of people, especially like if they're trying to like start like exercising or whatever. Like the whole like eating good part, I know can be a tough thing for people. Yeah, free food poggers. I'm pretty sure that's like the picture of Justin where he has like, he looks way too excited and there's just like a pancake on a plate in front of him. Give some like random photo of that. So shoutouts. Shoutouts to that. I don't know what the plan is for tonight though. I don't know if we're gaming anything or not. I don't know. I don't know. I don't even know what I want to do today. I feel like today I definitely kind of like wasted a little bit. I feel like I definitely like I woke up late and then I finished like oatmeal and then I just kind of like sat here for a while and just like was like watching Twitch, not really doing anything. And after a bit, I was like, okay, I need to fucking like do something. I need to start Mario Paint before it's like 9 p.m. randomly. I need to like really try and like force myself to not sleep in so much. It's just hard. Like it just sucks when you wake up and you just don't feel like rested. It's like, is it worth it to like force myself to get up at this point? Or do I just go back to bed and like wake up and at least like feel like at least like not like super tired? I don't know. Imagine if the basic human function of sleeping wasn't such a pain in the ass to have just worked properly. Like, hey, you know this like necessary thing you have to do? Oops, sorry, it just doesn't work half the time, or it just is such poor quality. Sometimes it just like is such a pain in the ass. Time for your second coffee. Oh, coffee. Not much for coffee. I can fuck with coffee sometimes, but like, I definitely am a tea person. Tea is very pog. I like tea. Green tea, my beloved. We think it's 9 p.m., right? It doesn't help that it gets dark so goddamn early. Like, I was thinking the other night when it was like 9:30 p.m. I was thinking to myself, or I was saying, I think I was in call at the time, but I was just saying, like, wow, if it was the summer right now, it would be like just getting dark now, but it's been pitch black for like 4 hours. It sucks. Super sucks even. Yeah, I'll say it. It super sucks. Well, the good news, the unrelated thing to that I can talk about is that I feel like I've barely talked about this on stream, but I have been watching Breaking Bad lately for the first time. don't know if there are Breaking Bad heads in here, but yeah, I've been viewing that finally. I know that's like a very popular thing. Very popular show amongst many people. Minato would be proud. Well, the good news is I've been watching it with him. I've been watching, yeah, it's like me, Justin, and Skittle have been watching it together. I forget who brought it up originally, but yeah, when I visited Skittle like a year ago, we watched like one episode, like the first episode there, because we watched Dragon Ball together, like the three of us. We like neither of them had seen original Dragon Ball, so we watched like the original Dragon Ball together, and then we watched through Z. And I think like at some point towards the end of Z, Justin was like bringing up the idea like if I'd want to watch Breaking Bad at some point, and I was like, you know, like I hear things with that show, but I don't know like anything about it, and so I watched the first episode at Skittles last year when I was there, and I was like, well, damn. I wonder what happens. Like it did make me keep wondering like what happens next. Yo, Tropical Moisture, how are you? You like it a lot? The story goes in insane places. Yeah, we're like halfway through season 4, I think it is. If you asked me like a decade ago, I'd remember stuff. Dude, I was so thrown off because I was like, oh yeah, the show came out in like 2015, right? And they're like, I was like, nope, it came out in like 2008 or something. I was like, what? I thought for sure it was like kind of recent. It was like insane. I was like, holy fuck. Yeah, like they do a crazy job of like making the story very like intense at times and just making you wonder like what could possibly happen next in the show. It's crazy. I'm so curious like how the show will end at this point. That's what I'm interested with. I'm like, all right, like how can this show end? Like what's gonna happen at the end, I wonder. Find out soon enough. Yeah, he is pretty crazy. Pretty hype. Man, something very whack. So I don't know if anyone here has seen any of the recent or like the more modern live action Godzilla movies, but it was in the 2016 or 14, whenever the first one came out, when the first modern one came out to America. I think it was 2014. But I guess spoiler alert. Bryan Cranston is actually in that movie, but he's only in like the beginning of it, like for the first like 15 minutes or something, and then they just kill him off. They kill off his character, and it's just like, bruh. I've definitely read a lot of people say that was like a huge bruh moment because he was like actually like an interesting character, and they just kill him off. And then you have like his less interesting like son, I guess, or whatever, as your character. So it's like, oh, okay. Which I forget if when I watched that, if I realized like, oh hey, that's the dad from Malcolm in the Middle. I don't know if I realized that or not when I watched that. Not too versed in kaiju films myself. if you ever get the opportunity to watch the recent-ish one, Godzilla minus one, that is such a good movie. Like, it is actually, I mean, it did win like a lot of awards and such. And that goes for anyone here. I would highly, highly recommend watching Godzilla minus one to anyone here if you haven't. I was like, wow. They cooked with this movie. They did a crazy good job with this movie. Watched one of the really old Godzilla films in 8th grade world history because it was relevant to atomic bombs for some reason. If I am remembering correctly, I'm pretty sure the conception of Godzilla was, I guess, like, as kind of like as an interpretation of like, yeah, of like the atomic bombs that were like launched on Japan like way back when. I'm pretty sure that was like for like the like super like the very first film, like the 1954 or something like that. The one that's in like black and white, which I've never seen that one, but yeah, it was something like that was like the reasoning, like why. Or I guess like why Godzilla was like made. So for the first time in like an hour, I'm gonna talk about the painting for a sec here. That this thing on the left here, I think is really interesting. Like it's just kind of like a little like I don't know, like a little like kind of like bush thingy, but it has like a bunch of like loose like I don't have like a deep brown. This is unfortunate. That's not. I guess I just need to use this. Maybe use some black. But it's just like I don't know. It's very interesting. I think we'll just use black for this, honestly. I have basically not talked about the actual painting for like the entirety of this thing. That rings a bell. Feels good. And the hype part about when I saw Godzilla minus one, because I watched it in theaters. We got Indian food afterwards. We went to the Indian buffet. I haven't been there in a while. It's so good. That Indian buffet is so goated. If anyone here doesn't like Indian food, I'm sorry for your palate. Indian food is crazy good. Just love that so much. I don't know, I'll always be glad that I can handle, like, spice. I'm not some basic white bitch. I can handle the spice. I mean, I definitely have a limit for sure, but it's just like, you know. I can take some zest. It's been a long ass time since I've had Indian food. Unfortunate, 'cause it's so good. It's also like because that Indian buffet, it's like still pretty reasonably priced. Like it hasn't gone like crazy expensive like a lot of things have. So I think that's also very hype. I think it's still pretty reasonable for its price. Which goes, you know, just super hard, honestly. But like garlic naan bread, fire me up, baby. That shit is a banger. Your nearby option is so damn expensive. Bluppers. Let me see. Can I get like, how much is? Can I like see like their? I don't know if I can see how much the buffet costs online. I don't know. This picture that I just found is probably a super old picture. But I'm pretty sure the buffet there, it's still like sub 30 Canadian. It's Canadian, by the way. Which I think is still, which I think that's pretty reasonable, I think. I guess if you go out for lunch, it's like a lot cheaper because, yep, but you know. Yeah, it isn't all you can eat, and the food there, yeah, is really good. It's not like I feel like I've never gone there and had food that was like super like old looking or just like very gross or anything. Like I feel like I'm pretty sure that they keep up with the stuff there like pretty frequently. And they also, you know, they have like dessert stuff too, so you got that covered if that's what you want also. Especially because like the all-you-can-eat sushi place around here, or like I guess like there's two nearby. I feel like they've gotten a lot more expensive in recent times, unfortunately. Like I definitely remember going there years ago, and I'm pretty sure like this all-you-can-eat sushi place was like it'd be like 25 bucks ish, give or take, and now it's like almost double that. I'm pretty sure. Just sad. Little dad percent. It's 100 plus for your sit down plays. Like, what if you, do they have like an all you can eat option there, or do you mean like if you were to get like the amount of food that would I guess like be if you were eating like an all you can eat there? Like if you were to order as much as you possibly could eat, it would be like $100+ after all of it. Yeah, Indian place though, yeah, too good. If me and one person got drinks, appetizers with entrees and naan and split dessert, it'd be like 100+, bruh. Yeah, they have a pretty good variety at this Indian buffet. It's not like the biggest, like how at some like Chinese buffets they have like just some insane amounts of food there that you can pick from. Well, I almost finished this without putting the leaves up here on the top right, Monka. Yeah, mystery, I kind of like how like rich this looks. Like the darks, the black, I think goes pretty hard. God, I haven't been to a Chinese buffet in a long time. I feel like when I was like a lot younger back in the day, I feel like there was like way more hype to go to like a Chinese buffet. But I feel like they kind of like the reputation of being like kind of like low quality. Yeah, I don't know. I can't hype up this Indian buffet enough. I know I hyped it up a lot to Prack, and he was like, he's excited to go there at some point. I guess whenever he's over in my area again. Since the last like few times we've hung out, we've gone over to Prack's place. Maybe I also think so much highly of the Indian buffet also just because it's like Indian food, yeah, like isn't something I have very often. It's definitely not a very common thing that I'm just able to get, unfortunately. There is an Indian place, like there's like a few Indian places nearby, but it's like I don't know, like the Indian buffet is just so good, and it's like you can I don't know, I can get so many different things. Let's go. I think we're gonna call this painting done finally. 140 on the timer. Yeah, or on the uptime on OBS. I think I'll call that done there.